Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back with another Fear the Walking Dead review. Of course, this is going to be my weekly review for this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. This is for Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 5, which is called Laura. So, got to see the new episode of Fear the Walking Dead last night, and I want to do my review. So yes, this review is coming out pretty early because I actually have a day off of school, so that's really cool because, I can manage to do the reviews earlier. So, so we have a day off of school today, so that's really cool. But anyway, getting into Fear the Walking Dead now. So, this episode of Fear the Walking Dead, no complaints. I know that I complained a lot about last week's episode because I felt like last week's episode of Fear was very frustrating to watch. However, this episode was really good. I mean, really good. I thought, because it was a little extended. It was like an extra 10 minutes or so, I think. And I mean, I really thought that this episode, if there's anything I can compare this episode to, it feels a lot like Here's Not Here from The Walking Dead Season 6. Where you get a backstory and it's really cool, and you've got two characters, and but in this episode, instead of it being two guys that are helping out each other and that are good friends, you actually get a guy and a girl, and they're actually like a couple pretty much near the end until she of course leaves. So that's just an amazing development. I do like sometimes when they do these kind of flashback episodes. However, this, though, I will admit, I was kind of thinking that this episode would have been a weak episode. I really didn't think it would have been much. And I don't think it's really the best episode of the season or anything like that. No. However, I do like this episode character-wise because I actually love John's character after this episode. I mean, if they're trying to make us like John, I think they did a great job because I really am starting to like his character a lot. Naomi is pretty decent as well. However, I could see fans hating this episode because this is not even in the current time. You get a quick scene with Morgan at the end, but aside from that, you don't really get too much. So, so pretty much what you get is a backstory of him in the cabin. Of course, you see him cleaning his gun, and something very special about that gun, and of course, we find that out later on in the episode. But then, of course, we go to the sequence where she's washed up. He finds her, and it's not a bite, of course, it's just a cut, and, she, of course, is a nurse, so she's teaching him how to, do the stitches and all that kind of stuff. So, they get to know each other. It's really cool. This episode, it's really fast to review, I think, because, they pretty much throughout this episode get to know each other. John likes her right away, and, they kind of, puts a curtain too, so give her some privacy or whatever. John is always, he only gets an hour or 2 hours of sleep. And Tuesday is movie day, so it's like movie night, Tuesday's movie night. So, it's so funny though when they go and and they start fishing or whatever, but then, they go, they actually do catch a fish to teach her how to clean a fish pretty much way, after she's, cleaning it herself. So that's kind of cool. So, they're in the boat, of course, and we get an answer that the reason why the zombies are washing up near the cabin is because of the fact that the bridge, that's probably less than a mile away, is, there's a part that's open, so they're just, falling off the bridge and washing up, and that's pretty much what's going on. So, I did like how pretty much they were, they were trying to figure out pretty much anything to try to make sure that they don't get close. Of course, they do try a vehicle, but that doesn't really last too long. So, before a huge pack of zombies come. So, of course, they're in the canoe or whatever, or in the boat or whatever, and she's like, what did you do before this? He was a police officer, and he said he did enjoy it for a little while. And then, of course, you've got, they go to the movie or the store or whatever on Tuesdays. He goes to the store on Tuesday, every Tuesday. And I found it so funny. You got a movie and you actually signed it out. So, so you keep it for a week or something like that. Oh, my God. What a loyal guy, right? So, anyway, he's signing it out. But anyway, as if that matters. But anyway, anyways, he's just, I felt bad for John. I really did in this episode when, he's just on his own and, then he meets her and it's like, it's nice, it's nice, it's been a while since I've had company, like he says. So, Yeah, he signs it out. So anyway, So they put the car there, of course. John is very sensitive about her using the gun, so they go kill the walkers instead. Pretty cool sequence there. And then, of course, at night, when they're sleeping, of course, then all of a sudden there's like tons of zombies because there's enough zombies to push the car. So the zombies just fall down the bridge, and there's tons of them. They get to the cabin, and Naomi gets a close call, and John kills the walkers and like flips the gun. I thought that was really cool. That's pretty much what we got there. So pretty much around this time is when they get together or whatever, and you do get him who says "I love you." I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's kind of like, yeah, that's honestly that's the only part of this episode I felt was out of place, was that, because it's like, wow, okay, that came quick, jeez. Anyway, I don't know. It just the scene felt kind of early, a little bit. But anyway, so pretty much she leaves him, in the next day or whatever. So, he can't find her, and then it goes to him and Morgan, where he's just like, let's not waste another second. Let's just go, So, then they of course take off, and they're on their way somewhere. So, are they still looking for her? Are they not? Probably so, but we'll have to see. So, anyway, really, I thought this episode was interesting. I did like the dynamics. I liked the acting. I really like John as a character. I think, they're making us like him quite a bit. And I do think it is, a pretty decent episode for Fear. So, in terms of a rating for this episode of Fear the Walking Dead, really, I think, honestly, this episode does deserve a better rating than last week's. Because, last week's episode I just thought was, nah. But I'm actually going to give this one a decent score. I'm going to give this an 8.8. And I'll tell you why. It's because I felt like this episode really... the point of this episode is to get attached to some new characters of Fear, like John, like Naomi, / Laura. And they did just that. They really did. So, it was fun. There were certain parts I really enjoyed, like when he's watching a movie, and it's just, it's a cool episode. I really think, people will probably remember this episode as being, a really cool episode for John. Any John fans, I'm pretty sure, people will love this episode. So, I love John as a character, especially after this episode, and it really makes me want to see more of his character, because, really... I didn't think much of him, when he was being advertised, before season 4 started. I didn't think much of him, but now that we're seeing him, after the first 5 episodes, I'm really liking it. But especially this episode, and Naomi as well. So, of course, we also, we get a confirmation that the reason why she's leaving all the time, and the reason why she wants to leave, is because she's actually looking for her child. So, we'll have to see if she finds her, her child or whatever, if that's, in the next couple episodes, and if she's still alive from the stadium, or if Alicia, what she said in episode 4, does she just believe that she's dead, she didn't actually see it, or did she actually see her get killed? Because, again, with the mystery. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. Write your comments below about this episode, and I will catch you guys for the next video. Peace out.